up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Furman BMW in Palm Harbor, Florida, and we have it. This is the refreshed, renewed for 2020 BMW 228i. Let's talk a little bit about BMW history. BMW's been around since 1916, if you could believe that. Making planes, making plane engines. Eventually, after World War I, there was a need for obviously cheap transportation in Germany, and that's where BMW started making motorcycles, and then eventually they started production of cars. Now, over the years, been many iconic models, and what's nice about BMW is when you look at the name badge, that signifies what size and class vehicle it is. This being a 2 Series is going to be the smallest, that compact size amongst all the other BMW classes going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, obviously with the 8 Series being nice and large. Now, this being a 2020, like I said, there are some changes. We're going to dive into that, and then of course we're going to take it for a drive and see really if the 2 Series is that driving enjoyment that many BMWs from the past have experienced. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 228i. Right off the bat, you'll see some changes. All new front end fascia design. So you can see what we're working with our headlight design is going to be those LEDs. You have LED headlights and the LED halo style daytime running lamps. We drop down a little bit of this nice metallic gray blackish color. You have more exterior lighting and functional side air curtains. So none of this is fake. This is actually functional. The one area that I am going to zonk that is fake is this guy right here. There's nowhere for air to go. It would have been nice if this was opened up. But as we come across the new restyled grille, this is that kidney-shaped grille. You look at any BMW over the years, that kidney-shaped grille. Over recent past, things have kind of stretched and it's almost like a butterfly grille shape, but get ready because there's some BMWs coming down the road where the grills are just becoming massive. But I do like the clean look on the front of this 228i. You can see how we have the nice vertical gloss black, little bit of chrome trim, and then of course that BMW logo, Bavarian Motor Works. Down below we have horizontal slots. This is obviously functional. Nice little extension in the center, but from one side to the other, definitely screams BMW. Now when we go up onto the hood, I like what they've done by taking the body lines at the front fascia and then bringing it right into the actual hood, and they kind of fade away as you get towards the windshield. When we come around the bend, that new front fascia, we got a new wheel and tire setup, and obviously this being a 228i, there's going to be other wheels for the other trims and whatnot. This is an 18-inch wheel, machined aluminum finish, the dark gray color. I like the multi-spoke design, and it really pops with this black sapphire metallic paint on it. We go down the fender. I like the way it's just clean, no fake vents or any of that stuff. You have a brushed aluminum trim on the top and the bottom portion of the window frames. Same color match mirror caps with some slim and trim LED design. And then as you see, with the side of the vehicle, you have an actual body line that's very faint that runs along the bottom portion. That high belt line comes back to the rear quarter window, and I like the way they extended that nice brushed aluminum finish. We get to the tail end of the business. Just like up front, we started with some changes. We have some changes back here. This has been totally revamped for 2020. There's our 228i badge, full LED taillight design. They kind of smoked the taillights a little bit. I like this new style that they did on the exhaust outlet. Nice polished finish, but from one side to the other, super clean. And of course, this being X-Drive, that's going to be that all-wheel drive that's going to be keeping you planted to the ground, and a very tasteful but simple diffuser area along the bottom. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this 228i. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have hydraulic hood struts. You can see the strut tower brace here to help stiffen up the front end of the business. And that engine underneath, you're looking at a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 248 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds, top speed 155 miles an hour. If you're wondering about MPGs, 24 in the city, 32 on the highway, and this vehicle weighs around 3,400 pounds. Engine and transmission setup has been used many a time, not only with this particular vehicle, but also with, of course, Mini, especially since BMW owns Mini. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside and see what's different for 2020. All right, guys, we're inside the new 2020 BMW 228i. This will be the first of many of the 2 Series trims. We're gonna bring the other ones too. Don't worry about that. I know you're at the point, well, Joe, I know this is all new. I know they made some changes. How much is this one? MSRP is right around $41,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, I like the two-tone motif going on. You have that nice beige material with the soft black material all around the top portion of the door. The door handle looks like a German belt buckle. Very nice finish to it. You can see that very large speaker cover, and there's this textured trim design that's a gloss black, but the texture kind of hides all the glossness of it in a good way. You have the pocket down below for some Bavarian milk, and of course a couple Bavarian donuts in that door pocket. Now when we get to the dash, very far forward, you can see the traditional BMW sharp lines in here with the AC vent, and especially the line on the top of the dash. Soft material, the simulated stitching. You can see that pattern texture. I'm actually liking this. It looks good. It cuts down on the glare, and as you can see, no fingerprints. Very, very small. As I turn on the windshield wipers, they work. So check. Very, very small infotainment system. This is a 6.5-inch infotainment system screen. The good news is, with it being so small, it kind of blends in very nicely. The bad news is it's small, but you can see that you have your navigation, really easy to bring up, nice quick touches. Whatever you need, you could get into very, very quickly. You drop down. I love what BMW does with their AC vents, very polished finish. You have your AC controls, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That will be at a higher trim level. Radio controls, we drop down, you do get wireless charging, a USB, and your 12-volt, 2 cup holders. And then here is your BMW key fob, the brushed aluminum. You got the BMW logo there. My only gripe is, and zonk is, why do they put these things so close to where you're gonna have drinks? That to me seems like a safety hazard, but there's no lid or cover, which I would like to have that just to clean it up. There is quite a bit of gloss black, but the good news is you really shouldn't touch it. And just like my mom used to say, if you don't want fingerprints on your gloss black, don't touch it. This is controlling that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. Of course, you have the BMW iDrive controller to go through your infotainment system if you don't want to touch the screen. Your start-stop button. We have 3 different drive modes: Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro. Electric e-brake, armrest, as hard as an old German donut, but it looks good. You open it up, you have plenty of storage in here. You could actually pour your Skittles directly into here and just take one at a time. USB-C for that fast charging. We close it up, the seats. I love what they did, the great stitch work, nice and soft material. Of course, you're gonna have the hamstring extension and your seat controls, all power assist for your passenger and of course the driver. This one has the optional panoramic sunroof, looks great in here, and a frameless auto dimming mirror. I like the touch. Look, if you need to move your mirror, you just adjust it here. You don't have to put, somebody was saying, I'm gonna get fingerprints on it. No, you hold it here. But why don't you come on over to the business side? I wanna show you behind the wheel of the updated 2 Series. All right, guys, business time, behind the wheel. I like the way that you have those frameless doors, nice classy touch. You also have all the wonderful seat controls, easy to get to. The silver badge down here with the BMW logo, nice touch. Steering wheel. I don't care what BMW you're in, even if you're on a BMW bicycle, I love the thickness of the steering wheel. They get that down very nicely. Classy looking horn button with that iconic logo, little bit of silver. Love the thumb controls. You do have paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down that 8-speed automatic transmission. And then the dash, I love what's happening here. It looks like it's an analog tach and speedometer. It's not. It's all digital information. You have your digital fuel gauge, temperature gauge all the way on the far right, and then you have that center display which you can navigate through your music. You could go through all sorts of different controls there very, very easily. Sight out the front windshield is great, the way that they got the 8 pillars separated. But why don't we check out the back seat and see if your passengers are gonna like this 228i. All right, guys, back seat time in the new 228i. The incredible thing is that even though this is BMW's smallest series right now in the United States, I got plenty of room in here, especially leg room and knee room. It's a little cramped on my head, you know, just because of the way I spike up my hair. But other than that, very, very comfortable. You do have the plastic, which I know Parents are gonna love. I personally don't like the look of this, but you can see how they notched it out to give you a little bit more leg room. You also have those cargo nets, which I am gonna zonk that. I just feel like a nice leather back would be BMW quality and style. You do have 2 rear AC vents and 2 USB-Cs and an armrest. And you know what? Look at this. The armrest is actually comfortable. I wish they could take this and make that a little comfortable. Push the button, bam. 2 cup holders for your Yoo-hoos. Yoo-hoo, look how fast that clicks back. Put it back. Other than that, feels good. Let's check out the trunk and see how much space you have in this 228i. All right, guys, time to check out the trunk on the 228i. You press the button, it raises very nicely. It's not power assist, but it raises very nicely. You have a low floor in here, which I like. Of course, the seats are gonna fold down. Plenty of space for a smaller car. We pick this up and you have storage. You could load this up, go to Dunkin' Donuts, get your Bavarian cream, and just have a party back here. You have a cargo net to hold that case of Yoo-hoo or milk or water, whatever you're drinking. But the opening, even for a smaller car, is a pretty good size. But why don't we get to the best part? We've talked about the 228i on the outside, the inside, and the trunk. Let's take this for a spin. All right, guys, we just left Furman BMW. We're in the 2020 BMW 228. Right away, what I like about this car on the inside is that it doesn't feel like a compact car. I think a lot has to do with the lighter interior and definitely the panoramic sunroof. Let's do a little acceleration test. I'm gonna put it into sport mode. And there's our car there. We're gonna go ahead from a desktop on throttle. So definitely getting the traction down. Like I said, 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds. Has nice, firm, positive shifts. And of course, you could put it in the manual shift mode to go through the 8-speed gearbox yourself. Love the steering wheel though. The steering wheel is really great. Let's see acceleration again on this little turn right here. Traction stays to the ground and we're off. It's actually quiet in here for the most part. A little bit of road noise, but the wind noise is not too bad. I'm really digging this gloss black textured trim that they have in here. And they did a really good job of not making the car feel too cheap. Like, since it is a 2 Series, you could, you know, cut corners left and right, but they did a great job. This 6.5-inch screen, it feels like it's the perfect size. It really does, especially the way it blends in. I know a lot of people don't like it when they have that iPad style screen and it's kind of protruding out. It's real slim and trim and just flows nicely into the dash. Brake pedal feels great. Good steering feedback, which is always nice and welcomed. And very, very smooth. I mean, very, very smooth. I like the gauges, the way they're full digital, but they have that classic analog look to them. Seats feel great. Even at 6 feet tall, I always like getting into a BMW because I know that I'll be able to extend that bottom portion for my hamstrings. And there's just enough bolstering to make the seat feel interesting. Like you're not just sitting on you know, your couch at home or something like that and you're gonna slide around all over the place. So I do really like that with this 228i. Driving around in traffic, the car is comfortable. It would be nice to have ventilated seats, but like I said, higher trim level, you could have that happen. Back on acceleration, very, very smooth. It definitely feels like it has more power than what's on paper, for sure. And having all the safety technology and everything else that you would expect from a BMW is really, I think, what's gonna allow this 2 Series to be a hot seller for the brand. But we're gonna go ahead. This was all about giving you a nice overall feel and view of the 228i. We're gonna get back to Furman BMW and wrap this up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Furman BMW. Definitely got to thank Alan, Bob, and the rest of the crew for getting us access to this 2020 228i. Has BMW made the right changes to make this a popular choice for people wanting a compact luxury car? I think they definitely are in the right direction, and I can't wait to get my hands on the other trim levels, especially with that straight 6 turbocharged fun. But if it's compact luxury cars that you want to see on the channel, like this BMW, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rated Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rated Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, working that camera out here, hustling, getting the work done. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.